No hot dog stories this week on Two Noobs, but we've got two wieners of a different type as another fan incident in Philadelphia garners unwanted attention. Then more Philly sports as the Sixers do a flip-flop, and now they're going to stay in South Philly. Are the Sixers running for political office? Next, Sony PlayStation wants you to smell your games too. John's not so eager to buy the next WWE game, I take it. And we conclude with a James Bond recasting movie draft. Will we enhance or ruin your favorite Bond film? Find out next in this shocking, positively shocking episode. Start the music, shaken, not stirred. We welcome you into episode 220, the fifth of Two Noobs Talking, the podcast that puts the cuss in political discussion. Silence.
Yes. It puts the in discussion. That's for damn sure. Oh, sorry.
There you go. There you go. Hey, we are recording on the eve of the TikTok ban.
Oh my gosh.
How do you like that?
Wild and crazy times we live in, gentlemen. That's for sure. Now, the app is not going to go away, I think, from what I understand, right? It's only going to be, like, the updates are going to be prohibited, essentially, from what I remember. Is that right?
I've heard that won't be updates. I've heard you can't, like, if you didn't already have TikTok, you can't now sign up
for it. Okay.
I don't know exactly how this is being implemented. I know my son, for some weird reason, is celebrating it. It's on the family calendar.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It's not like he has TikTok or uses TikTok. I don't know what his deal is.
That's fantastic, though. It'll be forever emblazoned on his calendar as the end of TikTok day. That's awesome. I love it. I love
it. It's about damn time.
Yeah. I find it hilarious, all these people freaking out as if there weren't 100 other social media platforms where you can post and find exactly the same type of content.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like YouTube Shorts does exactly the same thing as TikTok.
Instagram does the same deal. Yeah.
Yep. They all got them. They all got them.
Yeah. It's so what? Who cares? And Rand Paul is upset about it for some reason.
Yeah, I really explain.
I know. Well, you're our resident Rand Paul.
I have no idea. I thought he would just keep his nose out of it. Get back to Fauci. Like, why are you over here? Why are you here talking about TikTok? Get on Fauci. Yeah. That's more fun.
Seriously.
Jesus, leave it. If Fauci owns TikTok, then I understand why Rand Paul's in. I don't.
I wish I knew too.
It doesn't make any sense. By the way, the person that wins the internet, though, is the guy that started 2 weeks ago. He got a TikTok account and he's acting like the Chinese spy that is watching, and he's telling all the tea on everybody in his posts. It's fucking comedy gold.
That's great. That's awesome.
Too bad it'll be lost to eternity.
But I'm glad I had 2 weeks of it because it's hilarious.
Oh, that's great. Wow.
All right, let me introduce the TikTokers here. Over there, we've got Juicy Fruit, John Tracy.
Oh, nice.
Ooh. That he loses his flavor after about 10 seconds.
And it has red 3 in it, so it's banned.
There was no red 3 in Juicy Fruit. What are you talking about? It was like beige, that gum.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
All right, over here, a step up, I think. Mentos. Matt Craig.
Don't mix it with Diet Coke now.
Oh, yeah.
Don't mix me with Diet Coke.
Rather frothy of you.
Yes.
All right, and I in the middle. I am stuck on the bottom of your shoes, Steve.
That sounds about right.
It's the worst type of gum.
That reminds me so much. That reminds me so much of that episode where George is driving his John Voight car, and he notices, "Oh, I stepped in gum." Jerry steps in gum. "Oh, you're not getting into my car with gummy shoes." "All right, I'll get a pair." And that ends up getting Jerry like wearing cowboy boots. Remember that whole episode?
Oh, actually, I don't remember that one.
That one was good.
For a show about nothing, there's so much that we can remember.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's
I know, right?
crazy.
Such a great show. Oh,
For sure. Hey, Mentos Matt Craig over here is wearing an Eagles jersey. The Eagles have advanced. You know, we have not watched the Rams game yet because it has not happened.
Yeah.
So, to you.
all right. We don't know.
knowing.
Yeah.
And if you
So
already
we
know,
don't know.
yeah.
But they beat the Packers last week.
And as I
I got-
correctly predicted, the Vikings broke their fans' hearts in January. I just want to put that out there too.
We just didn't want you jinxing it.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
Okay,
I
'cause
appreciate
you
that.
have- You have jinxed us in the past. I didn't want to.
That was 25 years
real
ago.
quick, huge shout out to the Arizona
Yeah.
Cardinals organization and crew that does all that stuff. What a hell of a job you guys did to make it at least mildly look like the Rams Stadium. Like that was a great job.
That was
Do you
amazing.
see they even put the SoFi thing over the Cardinals red area?
Did they
They
really?
just draped the SoFi thing over so it wouldn't be on TV. So
How
you
about
couldn't
that?
see.
Watch it.
It was pretty cool.
That was pretty
cool.
good, yeah.
They did a good job.
Yeah, they painted the whole
Was the
field.
field-
And, yeah.
Was the
paint-
field not slick?
It was definitely not.
It was definitely not
It was
slick.
they did not mess up this time.
Amazing what happens when you're on three days notice. They did all of that.
Yeah, it was
Um,
impressive.
Mental note for the NFL. You know, that kind of a deal. So,
Well, I know we're going to get into the NFL gripe session in the over 40 rant, but I do have one other jeer from last weekend. So Saquon Barkley ripped off a nice run near the end of the game.
Yep.
Got the first down, so all the Eagles had to do from there was kneel. But he had a shot at the end zone, could have scored.
Oh, totally.
Instead, he slid down. And of course, the bettors all came out of the woodwork for this.
they all lost their damn minds. Yeah.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Saquon Barkley does not play for you.
Yeah. He plays
He
for the
plays-
Eagles.
He plays to win games
Yep.
and to win a Super Bowl,
Yeah.
not to get your money line.
Yes.
So, too bad, tough tits.
This public service
And thank you,
announcement.
Saquon Barkley, for sliding down so the game could be over earlier, so I could go on with my life and have time with my family instead of you scoring a touchdown and me sitting in front of the TV for another 35 minutes.
There you
Extra
go.
point, a
Yeah.
kickoff.
Off. Yep.
Now the Packers think they need to go down the field instead
Now
of
I gotta,
taking knees.
now I gotta
Yes.
care. Like it's
Yeah.
thank
to
you. I
Saquon's
appreciate it.
point, to Saquon's point, what if I pull a hamstring running in the
Yeah.
end zone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm sure people wouldn't be too happy if that happened. The Packers aren't just going to let him go.
Nope.
Right?
Mhm.
They're going to chase him down.
Mm-hmm.
And then say he scores again, kickoff, potential for injury. Packers going the other way, potential for injury. Thank you, Saquon, for screwing the bettors.
Absolutely.
Although I will point out, the Chiefs took a intentional safety at the end of their game,
Oh.
and Seth Joyner was quick to ask, "What was the line on that game?"
Yep.
Hmm.
That's a good
That
question.
was
to
awfully
ask.
fishy.
Yeah.
So you're saying there's a script? Interesting.
Well, this is another funny thing to come out of the Saquon argument, is the people then turn to, "Oh, the NFL is rigged." Well, if it's rigged, why are you betting on a rigged system?
That's
I'm
Yeah.
going to bet WWE.
you know how much if there was betting on WWE, you know how much money I would have?
Zero.
Yeah.
I think I
Don't-
predicted
You don't
I-
bet on rigged
yes.
systems.
But that's what I'm saying. Like you would have $1 trillion because I've pretty much predicted every pay-per-view since I started watching in 2014. He's gonna win. She's gonna win. He's gonna win. She's gonna win. He's gonna win.
Yeah. Oh.
Did it happen? Oh, look at that. I'm 5 for 5 again. Shocking. It's like I'm watching it.
Yeah.
Actually, it's just because John's a pencil.
Yeah.
Let's go
It
to the
is.
Dubby Energy Fun Fact, shall we? Visit Dubby Energy Drinks. They're the sponsor of the Fun Fact.
Yeah.
You can go to their website or download the app to your phone. Use our promo code Too Noobs Talking, TOONOO Talking. You get 10% off your order. Are you into obscure gaming?
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
Good. Well, awaken your inner hunter with Dubby's solo leveling energy drink inspired by Sung Jin Woo's Rise to Power, whoever that is. Dubby has partnered up with Crunchyroll, whoever that is,
Okay.
to bring you an official licensed solo leveling flavor. This unique Dubby energy drink tastes like blue raspberries married a purple grape slushy. I can't believe Congress allowed that. Limited release, so get yours now. Save $4 off a $40 tub with our promo.
That's the blue shell of the Mario Kart world, I guess.
What is?
That drink.
Okay.
Leveling up, maybe? I don't know.
Just don't tell me that you can't download the Dubby energy drink, because you can just put it where the app is, where the TikTok is. Get rid of that and just put it right in that same spot.
There you
Because
go.
you know you're organized and you want to keep them all together.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah.
at least
All
I am.
Well, now give us a fun fact.
Okay, it's more of a did you know, sir.
That doesn't count.
Here's a did you know. Did you know the 2010 Chargers finished the season with the #1 offense, #1 defense, and the worst special teams?
I did.
Which led them to go 9-7 and miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
They lost 5 out of the first 7 games by 1 possession,
Yep.
and they had the worst special teams.
Yeah.
Does that include like kicking
Oh, yeah.
points or
Everything.
just
Yeah,
punts?
special teams. All of special
Oh.
teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was one of the
Yikes.
weirdest seasons, I think, in the history of the NFL for a team to do that, to go both #1 offense, #1 defense, but their special teams was 32nd, I think, in almost every single category, and it ended up costing them almost all of their games. Like John
Yeah,
said, they were
9-7.
9-7, and they did not make the playoffs.
Who was on that team?
I don't even remember.
I could
I'm so
imagine
Rivers?
Philip Rivers had to have been, maybe
Yeah, it would have to be
LaDainian.
Philip Rivers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably LT was on that team as well.
In 2010?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah, I
we'll have
don't
to look them up maybe real
Yeah.
quick. But yeah, it was crazy. It was absolutely
Like that.
insane.
They had 4 Pro Bowlers on that team too. which
Oh,
is
it's nuts.
hilarious.
Wow. And didn't make the playoffs. That's
Yep.
amazing.
9-7.
Yeah, pulling it up here real fast. Let's see what we got with the roster. Philip Rivers was on it. Ryan Matthews and Darren Sproles. I was wrong. LT was not on the team. He was with the
I didn't
Jets.
think so.
Jets was on the team. Vincent Jackson, Malcolm Floyd were your wide receivers.
Makes
Antonio
sense.
Gates.
Antonio Gates was not on the team. They had Randy McMichael as a tight end.
Okay.
Let's see. We also had Cam Thomas as a defensive tackle. Brandon Lang. Quentin Jammer was on that team.
Okay.
Defensive
That
back.
would make sense. Good defense.
Eric Weddle. But their special teams, Nate Kading, who was always horrible. He was terrible as a kicker.
Yeah.
And Mike Cyphers, who was a punter. But yeah, they went 9-7
Wow.
and lost a lot of very close games. All their losses were by at least 1 possession.
Wow.
Last 2 losses, though, they were blown out against Oakland and Cincinnati, the Bengals.
I'm going to take everything back. You deserved to not make the playoffs. You just gave up the last 2 games.
Seriously, right? Oh my gosh. So
All right, let's move to the over 40 rant, which is an NFL gripe session because we all came into today with some
Gripes.
pissed off feelings about the NFL.
yeah.
I will let Mr. Tracy go first on this one.
Okay, what I learned prior to us recording was the Detroit fans decided to do this fan thing and say, hey, we should wear those cool ass black jerseys, which they are. They're beautiful. I think. Good job, Lions. Great jerseys. They thought they should, as a playoff run, they should wear these jerseys all. And then someone came along and said, well, you can't do that because NFL rule 9,652, point A, point Z, point kiss my ass fans. You cannot wear alternate jerseys in the playoffs.
That, I think there's actually, you can wear them one time because there had also been talk about the Eagles wearing their Kelly Greens and they said you can only wear it for one game.
That makes it even more dumb.
Agreed.
Hey, look, you can kind of have it. Buy more merchandise. You can kind of see it. How about we buy all the merchandise if we see it all the time? Because that would happen. And why can't fans choose? Like, I don't understand. Why does the NFL have so many rules?
I don't want to live in this time.
AJ Brown just got fined because I said something. I guarantee you. Guarantee you. It just happened.
Yeah. Jalen Hurts wears like 2 different shoes and he gets fined.
Yeah.
Like, really?
Yeah.
You have a rule down to that you can't wear mismatched shoes. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Peyton Manning back in the day wanted to wear Johnny Unitas cleats
Yep,
to honor him. And they told him no.
But I believe he wore them anyway and paid the fine, right?
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, I think he did end up paying.
Good for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good for him.
So ridiculous.
They're so dumb.
Dumb. Okay, so now we'll go to my gripe.
Go for it.
Because this is frankly embarrassing for the league.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs just beat the Houston Texans
Mm-hmm.
right before we sat down to record.
2,
you can't even call them questionable roughing the passer penalties against Patrick Mahomes. These were blatantly, there was nothing to call.
Yeah.
And the refs called it anyway.
Yeah.
And there was another time where Mahomes ran out of bounds, got a little bit of and did a full-on Greg Louganis.
Like dive into the,
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
He is Trey Young levels now at this point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the NFL really needs to do something about these rules. It got so bad, and I forwarded you guys the tweet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I refuse to call them whatever they are under X.
Yes, I know. I understand. I don't even know what they are.
It was footage from the game on ESPN. Troy Aikman, as they were announcing the second roughing the passer call, which he did he was running, he was beyond the line of scrimmage, was running, and then did a late slide. 2 Texans ran over him and collided with each other. Not him.
Yep.
They collided with each other.
Yeah.
Yep.
They call roughing the passer, and Troy Aikman goes, "Oh, come on."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you are at the point where your best commentators are now like doing a fan reaction of, "Oh, you got to be kidding
me." Yeah.
You have a problem.
In a playoff game.
The Houston Texan radio announcer literally said, as a question mark, he goes, "I guess they were calling that targeting the quarterback." like he literally did it as a question.
Yeah.
He couldn't even comment on it.
Yeah.
Like, I guess that's targeting.
I guess.
We here at Two Noobs are declaring the Kansas City Chiefs to be the new evil empire. And I know some of you out there think, what took you so long? Well, here it is.
Yep.
Kansas City Chiefs, the new evil empire. Please, for the love of God, someone take them out.
Yeah, please. That's what we're hoping for, either Ravens or Bills or us, to do the NFL a favor.
Yeah.
Mine.
It'd be sweet if it was us.
My gripe is with Roger Goodell. And again, I will always say, until my dying breath, Steve Murray should be the commissioner of the National Football League. And the reason I say that is, A, he would do a hell of a job because he's run a fantasy football league for how many years?
29.
Yeah.
My God, it'll be 30 years next year.
Next year is 30. Yep.
We got to do like a cake or something. I don't know what we're going to do.
I was thinking like a destination draft, but I don't know if we can put that together.
Yeah, we have to do something. But in any event, he has more common sense than this commissioner, because I read, I think it was earlier this week, that the NFL it's almost inevitable that they're going to move the regular season from 17 to 18 games. And this douchebag Goodell says, "Oh yeah, it's inevitable. We're going to make it done." And I'm like, just shut the hell up. Like, you have, like, you're killing your product to begin with, number one. It's not even watchable. And then you're adding an additional regular season game on top of the fact that, you know, you don't have much in the way of any sort of practices anymore. You have no training camp to speak of. And then you're only limiting yourself to 2 preseason games, of which no stars are going to play. So essentially, like, the first 2 weeks of the season, when people are going to be, like, fired up and ready to go, like, it's going to be a crappy product. It's going to be awful. It's going to be a terrible, terrible product, at least for the first...
Like it was this year for the Eagles fans.
It's not watchable. It is not watchable. I want you to just please go back to 16 games before it's too late. But I know they're not going to do it. I know they're not, because it's like there's already money tied into...
Yeah, there's too much ad revenue.
Too much ad revenue. To back out now. And you know that they're going to...
It's going to be a year-round league at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And then you're going to have schedules.
They've already set it up with the network. They already set it up with the draft. They've been setting this up for years. It's going to be an you're going to get smacked in the face by the NFL 62 weeks out of the year, and you're not going to be able to get away from it. And they're going to do that until people stop watching it.
Yeah. They're just going to continue to dilute their product big time, and especially during a regular season where you're going to be asking your players to play every Thursday night, and then maybe you're going to mix in a Friday, and then of course you got Christmas, and that might fall on a Tuesday, so you might have to move all your games to, and I mean, it would be so ridiculous. It's like no one, and put them on Netflix. Why not? Let's put them on a subscription service to make people pay even more money to go and watch these games. Forget it. It's like, oh my gosh, dude. I might as well just watch hockey for the rest of my life or watch college football.
I like how John thinks that Goodell has the power to add 10 weeks to the calendar year.
Yeah.
Since it's going to be 62 weeks of football.
Oh, I thought I said 52. I apologize.
It's going to be looped over. But John's point is spot on.
It might. I mean, he is the evil empire. Yeah. He's also racist, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, let's get into topic one. We're continuing on the NFL here.
I know nothing about this, so educate me.
Oh.
I didn't see any of this.
Oh, Johnny.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so I'll set the stage for you. So Eagles-Packers last weekend.
Yep.
Playoff game, obviously big implications. A video surfaced after the game of a female Packer fan getting berated by a, shall we say, inebriated
Eagles fan? Oh, great.
Yeah. Highly inebriated Eagle fan who had some choice language for her.
Mm-hmm.
This was all recorded and put up on a website. The gentleman has since been
definitely not gentleman.
Yeah, definitely not a gentleman.
No,
he has since been banned from Lincoln Financial Field.
Good move.
He was also fired from his job. It was vulgar enough for that.
Yeah.
So scumbag got what he deserved, I guess. Matt, do you have the
what
this guy's post before the game?
Yeah, I mean,
because I would love for you to read it in the nasally voice because
okay.
So all this happens and we're all behind, especially here in Philadelphia. We're like, this guy is atrocious. Get him out of here.
Yeah.
This type of behavior can't be tolerated. I've been to, I'll get into that later. So we're all behind us. We said, okay, that's cool. Then it turns out this Packer fan who stood by and watched his girlfriend or wife or whoever it was get berated and just recorded on his phone and not actually do anything to defend her.
Oh, real man. Okay.
Real man.
Yeah.
It turns out he may have been in this to get some content from the start. Rather shady, if you ask me.
Not shocking.
Not shocking. Again, I'll have Matt read the Instagram post he had before he went to the game. But this sounded somewhat similar to someone on Twitter who had gone to an Eagles-Giants game several weeks before. Said on Twitter he felt like if he wore his Giants stuff, he would be in some kind of danger, so he wore Nebraska gear. Which...
That's smart.
I would have questioned, like, dude, you're at the wrong game.
I'd have made fun of the Nebraska gear more than I would the Giants gear.
So he said, I only wore Nebraska gear to the Linc a couple weeks ago, and I was still harassed. But apparently he left out the part where he had a camera with him. He was making content intentionally and told everyone around him he was a Giants fan.
Yeah.
So he wasn't wearing Giants gear. He was in undercover in Nebraska, but he blabbed anyway. So it's like, oh, it's a setup. So Matt, if you have the GoFundMe request.
Yeah, I'm looking for it right now. But yeah, it was something in regards to... Oh, you're talking about the Packer fan, right? That was...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, let me pull this out here. Okay. Yeah, I'm just... Hold on 1 second. But yeah, I mean, it's really like... Oh, yeah, here we go. Yeah, okay. Nasally voice coming in 3, 2, 1.
My name is Alex, but you may know me as Barsaki Productions on YouTube, or simply just Baz. The Packers are heading into the playoffs and are going into Philly this next Sunday to take on the number 2 seed Eagles. Things are gloomy right now in Packers fandom, but this is for certain. I'm still confident and believe in this team.
So he goes on, basically in that regard, just continues on like this.
He's from PA. That's what this.
I was born and raised in PA, and actually 1 hour from the Eagles Stadium. So I ask of you, the fans, send me to Philly. Send me into the belly of the beast. I've done it multiple times, wrapping the Packers proud, and I am fully ready to do it again.
So, yeah, I mean, so it was a sting operation.
Just one more sentence here. I've been cursed at, stuff thrown at me, and even my first ever cheese head ripped off my head and thrown to a fire bin while supporting my team in Philly. But I'm sure as hell not scared to do it again. And then he asked for people to pay for his tickets to go in.
If 600 of my viewers all just donated $1, I will go to Philly next weekend and support the green and gold to the fullest.
So there you go. So it was a sting operation. Clearly a sting operation.
He was wearing a body cam, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like his wife starts getting picked on and then all of a sudden the phone comes out. It was, he had this camera on him. It was like...
It's unreal. I remember years ago attending an Eagles game against the Giants in 99 at the old vet. Ran across an Eagles fan that was kind of upset and couldn't walk and had to have his girlfriend carry him across the parking lot to his car. Oh, they all suck. Doug Peterson sucks. It was when Doug Peterson threw the interception, the stray hand to end the game in overtime. It was terrible. Made worse by this guy who barely could walk. It was just unbelievable. But I got news for everybody that's out there that's not an Eagles fan. This goes on in every single NFL stadium. It just gets reported in Philadelphia because we have somewhat of a reputation for being evil and being mean to people that don't wear the same colors as we do. And I mean, this happens all over the place. It happens in Vikings-Packers games. It happens in Bears-Lions, happens in Bills-Jets, whatever the case may be, especially in Bills-Jets, because it's like the New York Jets fans, their chant is Jets, and you don't think they're drunk half their minds? I mean, come on. I can spell. Look at me. We're just even that much better.
The Eagles who we
spelled like 2 more letters.
We have more letters, though, so it's harder.
It's harder. But yeah, I mean, this stuff happens all the time. It happens all the time. And I mean, this guy's just like, this Green Bay fan is one. You just got to watch as an Eagles fan in that regard, I think. It's so ridiculous, too, for him to lose his job over this. We're now at a point where, if you're not careful, you're going to lose your job because of your fandom, and you're going to be drunk. If you lose your shit, losing, your blood alcohol content or whatever the case may be, that spikes up. You're going to lose your job now. I mean, that's ridiculous to me. I mean, it's still unacceptable of his behavior. But at the same time, it's like, my God, now we're just canceling people. You're not allowed to Linc. You're going to be unemployed now. Now he's got to pick up his life again and prove to another employer, yeah, that was me in a horrible moment. And it's like, I've learned from the situation, and you got to, pick yourself up and dust yourself off. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing here?
I'm okay with the ban from the Linc.
Yes.
Because you can't have abusive fans like that.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The job thing I thought was a little bit too far.
Mm-hmm.
But it depends on what his job was.
Well, see, that's the funny part. Apparently, he worked for like a DEI company, and the things he were calling this woman were misogynistic. So
you should probably lose your job for your DEI company.
Right?
You're not following those guidelines.
Yeah.
So
you're fired. You're terrible. You don't stand for our values.
Yeah, no,
right?
It might be the best thing in the world for him to get a new job.
Right, it could be. But yeah, no.
I'm not condoning his behavior at all. He definitely needs to be banned for the league. You can't be.
Yeah.
It's 2025. You can't be that much of an asshole. Sorry, you just can't do it.
Yeah, and
it's not okay.
And
it's just not okay with society.
We come from a generation where that wasn't the case. Like no one had cell phones on them that could video record what was going on, right?
So what are you saying? We got away with everything?
Oh, dude, I've heard shit at Eagles games that right now would get.
Oh yeah.
I mean, geez.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, like you can't even. Wow.
Phillies
like,
fans.
Me blushing. Like Phillies fan. Phillies Mets. Oh God, Phillies Mets.
Yep.
Whew.
Yeah. Flyers Rangers. Flyers Islanders.
But you just can't act that way in public. It's not acceptable in society. And I don't even understand this Packers fan. Like, oh, it's that same cowboy shit that I hate. It's that, like, I know real Cowboys fans. It's not for you, Glenn. You're fine. I know real Cowboys fans that, like, grew up, like, Cowboys fans. Like, their first jersey was, a
Dallas
Troy Aikman jersey.
Yep.
And then, they grew up just like Eagles fans.
Mm-hmm.
And I can sit across from them at a bar. We can drink and watch an Eagles-Cowboys game. Are we joking with each other? Yeah. But there doesn't need to be hate. You can enjoy football with another, another team. I don't understand these troll ass people that live in a town that they literally, he needs to GoFundMe because he can't afford to go there to be a troll because he doesn't want to pay to get his ass whooped. And they just do it they're doing it for views. They're doing it they're doing it because they're scum of the earth people.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to piss off an entire group of people because I'm a Packers fan, but yet he probably doesn't know where Jordan Love went to college at. He has no idea the wide receivers' names. He has no idea the tight end or who plays middle linebacker for them. But go Packers, because that's all they do. Like,
yeah, and for him to, like, live an hour away from the stadium, like in Bethlehem, like, that's like... It's Bush League. Like, I mean, I get the fact maybe there might be...
Giants fan, like everybody else. They're closer.
Right? Who knows? But, yeah, it's just... I think you're right, though, John. I think you're right with the whole, like, the sting of it, the sting operation that he did.
It's a troll job, and it's a terrible troll job.
Yeah.
Look, and there's another aspect of this, too, that you're kind of missing, in that he was controlling the camera, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Philadelphia Eagle fan issued an apology, such as it is when you lose your job. Yeah, you probably ought to take that step.
Well, especially DEI. Like, you totally should.
Oh, yeah.
You'll never get no job again.
He issued an apology, but in the midst of the apology, he said, look, I wasn't without provocation.
Two sides to every story.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Two sides to every story. This guy controlled the video. He controlled what got put up on social media.
Yep.
Who knows what happened before the clip started?
Yeah.
That's kind of what I mean with that with the troll ass behavior. If it came out and it was an hour-long video and that Packers fan was needling him for 3 hours, it would not shock me at all. It wouldn't shock me for the behavior that it seems like this Packer fan is. And then dude should have probably shut up and walked away, but he didn't. Yeah. He got the consequences. It seems like this dude is getting away. The YouTube guy's getting away with everything.
Yeah.
Who knows what? I mean, I could kick your dog and then pull up my phone and witness you calling me the C word. I'm like, I see. Anytime I kicked your dog and nobody saw that part.
Yeah.
I'm in control.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. John, I think your point too about the Cowboys fans, like, and you like enjoying the time together watching a game. I had that same experience. I have a really good friend of mine at church I go to. He's the organist, and he's a Cubs fan. And we went to a Cubs-Phillies game together, and it was kind of we have a great relationship. We have a really good relationship together, a good friendship. But it was really weird to sit next to him when the Phillies hit a grand slam. Kyle Schwarber hit a grand slam.
Yeah, your friend is sad. It's weird.
His friend is sad, and I'm looking around. I'm trying to get a high five, and he's not going to high five me. That's right. And I'm like looking for other fans to be high fiving. It wasn't going to happen, But it was so interesting, that kind of a dynamic. But we had a great time together. That was the thing. Like, our friendship is much bigger than the colors that we wear on our jerseys. And that's the biggest thing that you have to just take away from that. And when you run across somebody that you don't know that's trying to egg you on,
walk away.
Yeah. It's like, okay, whatever, that kind of a deal. Now, if it gets to a point where it's an annoyance, they have this thing up in the stadiums. Call this number, and these people will come up, and they'll just say, you know what? Okay, you're causing
People will disappear.
Get the hell out of here. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess the final problem here is, once again, this is now going to bring up the whole Philadelphia fan thing. You know, I could sit here and say, I'm afraid of going to a San Francisco Giants baseball game because I'm afraid I'm going to get stabbed. You know, because
before you even get into the baseball stadium,
especially at Dodger Stadium, absolutely, yeah.
Well, it's happened before,
Oh,
but
yeah.
nobody ever brings that up.
No, no, it's just an isolated incident. You say, you know, that kind of.
Before we go any further, I just want to say a few words. Putting Shirley Heffalump.
I was so hoping you would go that route. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you for letting me get that off my chest.
You're welcome. I have no idea what you're talking about, as usual.
Steve is identifying as a cat right now. Just relax.
Oh,
It's
okay.
fine.
So it's not
fine. Everything is okay.
There's nothing diverse about it.
Oh, sorry.
Yes. Oh, you're back now?
Yeah,
I'm
he's back. Yep.
All right, I'm back for topic 2 because we're staying in Philadelphia again.
Woo!
Weird shit keeps happening around here.
Seriously.
That's why I left.
All right, yeah. So this time we're talking about the Sixers, who are their own mess.
Damn. Play basketball better.
Bless you, John.
I've got this allergy.
Yeah, it's called bad basketball.
It's called watching the 76ers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think the season is officially done. But anyway, the plan to bring a $1.3 billion arena, which we talked about, to Market Street in Center City, Philadelphia, has been abandoned. The team has worked out a new deal with Comcast Spectacor and has backpedaled on a plan that would have brought an arena to the area of the intersection of Market and Filbert Streets at 10th and 11th. Ryan Boyer, president of the Philadelphia Building and Construction Trades Council, or BKTCA, told...
If he makes $200,000 a year, I'm pissed. Just saying.
He said the team plans to demolish Wells Fargo Center and will eventually build a new arena in South Philadelphia for the Sixers and Flyers. We actually get more jobs for the building trades. This is good news. International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, or IBU, also celebrated the decision. The stadium district in South Philadelphia will be dramatically enhanced and expanded, providing the Sixers with a new state-of-the-art arena the team needs and deserves. Comcast has also pledged to commit the financial resources needed to revive the dormant Market East corridor, which is critically important to the entire city. However, Philadelphia City Council member at large Jim Harity said he was disappointed in the surprise move. In fact, he said he felt bamboozled. I feel completely bamboozled, Harity said. Good job, NBC. Way to,
yeah.
I'm not going to forget this. I feel they not only bamboozled me, but bamboozled. How many times are we going to say that?
I have a theory. I have a theory. He just learned what that word meant. I guarantee it.
January 13th, word of day calendar. Bamboozled.
Yeah, right?
Right there, dude.
They've not only bamboozled me, but bamboozled the citizens of Philadelphia, and I'm not going to forget that.
Unbelievable.
Harity said he is upset that the city's schools won't get the promised money from taxes the new arena would bring. The plan had been approved by Philadelphia City Council late last year, despite some community opposition. Matt, you in pre-production had a theory as to what's going on here, so I'll pass it to you to put your tinfoil hat on.
It's called Mo Money, and Mo Money. That's what this is all about. This is what, I mean, when you're blowing up 10th and Market East Station, essentially, and rebuilding it to have affordable housing, stuff like that. You always hear about that. And a brand new arena, which is going to be interesting because, I mean, if we're looking at a map, and I'll throw it up here on screen, where exactly are you going to put this new arena here in South Philadelphia? Because down here, as you see, there's Wells Fargo is right here. So that's going to be next. But where exactly are you going to put this brand new arena?
They're going to build it right next to it and then knock it down and then make that parking.
I guess so.
Like they did the other two. Like, we'll just build it over here and then we'll knock it down and make that parking.
Yeah. But it's fascinating because it's like, the Wells Fargo has been there ever since, I think it was in the mid-90s, right, guys? 96?
97. Or 96.
96, 97. Okay,
Yeah.
Yep.
So, 25 years, they just renovated it, and on the 30th anniversary, it's going to get blowed up.
Screw it. It's time to go.
Yeah, I guess
Bring
so.
the Phantoms back.
Bring the Phantoms back. Yeah, indeed. So, it's interesting to see, like, what this what this will entail. But clearly, this is all about money and benefiting the city of Philadelphia for its schools and for the businesses and for the affordable housing, as I talked about.
Was it really?
No, not really.
No.
It's all about money, money, money. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. Admitted as much by city council president. We're really thrilled to have these two projects. I bet you are, because it's going to be...
Because it's now two instead of one?
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Two projects going at the same time. Come on. You're going to be injecting all that labor and late, all that kind of stuff coming in. Then you've got the new arena, something new, pretty to go into. We'll see. I'm just curious where they're going to put the new arena. John, looking at South Philly, if you had to put a new arena in, where would you put it down here? Just looking at the map.
They're gonna have to put it. What I would do personally, is put it in that area where you can kind of make a triangle between the three. If you could put it like right there, and because you could build that while they're still playing in that, and once they're done, you can move into that one and then knock that one down. They did that with. Did they do that with? They did that with both of the other stadiums.
They did.
They were building them while they were still playing in the vet, and once they demolished the vet, that became the parking that they needed.
Yeah.
So that's probably what they'll do. Does Philly do anything new? They just follow old.
Yeah. It'd be interesting, like
projects.
if they went back to the old spot where the Spectrum stood. Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably what they'll do, and they'll sell you tickets on that for 5 years.
Yeah. And that'll be your new $1.3 billion arena.
Yeah,
Steve, yeah.
You'll get a D-League team called the Ghosts, and then they'll bring, like Steve said, they'll bring the Phantoms back for a year and then sell them off again when they don't need them anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to steal more money.
Right.
Yeah.
Good job,
And
Comcast.
Are you disappointed they're
Yes.
getting rid of the Market East plan?
Although I probably never would have went to a basketball game there, I just thought it was cool. But yeah, I am a little disappointed. But if you get a new Flyer Stadium out of it, I kind of like if I were to move back to PA, and I obviously would go to games because that's what I did when I lived there. I like sporting events. I would think it would be cool. I've been to Wells Fargo many times. I could use something new, just like the Linc and just like Citizens Bank Park. We'll be talking about in 5 years anyway because they're too old already.
Yeah,
we'll be knocking those down.
That makes me wonder about.
I think it would be cool to have one I always thought the Phillies would be cool in the city.
Yeah.
I think there's something cool about that, but they're not going to do it. And if you've got all this land in South Philly and you've already worked the transit out, you worked all that out, just do it there. It makes more sense.
That's the thing. That area that we showed is so accessible from all parts of the area. It really is, from your South Jersey, Delaware, from where Steve lives up in the north, in the northeast area. I'm over in the King of Prussia area. It's very, very easy to get to for multiple different avenues. If you put it in the city, and that's where I was kind of balking at this whole thing at 76 Place, you're asking 18,000 additional people to congregate in that area, and then all of a sudden you got to get them all out of the area quickly. I just didn't see how that was going to be feasible, and especially when you're talking about neighborhoods like Chinatown. That's a very prideful area of the city, no question about it. They love Chinatown. People love their areas and their community that's there. That would have been a major disruption if they were building an arena right next door to them. Major disruption. And they would have been complaining out the hill about all of this. And there have been years, when they were talking about the Phillies Stadium, guys, you remember they were trying to do it like over 30th Street Station. I'm thinking to myself, okay, that's great. But how on earth are you going to get there? Like, you're going to get everybody at 30th Street Station? Like, there's just not going to be enough trains to get yourself out of there. That's going to be the problem. And the parking on top of that would be an insane nightmare.
The thing people who don't live or who are outside of Philly don't understand is 30th Street Station, it's where regional rail trains run through.
Yep.
And those are trains that run like once an hour or once every half hour. It's not like a subway or an L route where you're constantly running trains every 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Regional rail is a different animal. We're at South Philly where the stadiums are. That's the end of the Broad Street line, which is a subway, which runs every 10 minutes. And so it's easy to kind of get people going.
And if you need to catch a regional rail, it hits the regional rails.
Yes.
In the city,
and if you need to hit the L train, it hits the L train. You can get, getting out of South Philly. Even if you drive, you can get out of there pretty decent.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe not so much for Eagles games, but definitely for like your Phillies or your Sixers Flyers.
I've never really had trouble driving in or taking trains in. Like, as long as you're conscious of when it's not lollygagging. If you can get there, you can go. If you got to go, you can go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the thing that bothers me about this is the Sixers were so adamant about this Market East space.
Yes.
And they kept pushing it despite the pushback from the communities, and they kept pushing it. And we had these hearings from city council, and we had a bunch of votes, and it had to go through this whole rigmarole.
Yep.
And then you get final approval to move forward with the project. And 3 weeks later, you're like, nah.
South Philly.
Yeah, we'll stay.
That's
fine.
That's
you wasted so much time.
Yeah.
And money taxpayer money.
Oh, no question.
That's like taking 5 interviews with a company and literally getting up to the day where you sign the contract and you walk in and you're like, you know what? I'm going to move to Maui instead.
Yeah, it's a
Bush League all the way over there. I don't want to be here.
Totally Bush League move. I agree. I think that was
it is.
And it was like, but it was so typical of the Sixers too. To be perfectly honest. I mean,
and Comcast.
Yeah. It was literally like, okay, well, we're going to do this. We're going to piss off our customer base even more than what they're already pissed off now. And then on top of that, oh, well, we've changed our mind. We're going to actually still stay in South Philadelphia. Well, then why go through, Steve, to your point, why go through all of that nonsense?
Yeah.
For weeks.
Exactly.
Just put up the proposal. Yeah.
Well, actually, it was even more than that because they had to fund a study, which I believe I read somewhere else took a year to do.
Yeah.
They had to do a study to show what the impact would have on the neighborhoods where this was going to be built. So they had to wait for that study to get completed before they could even move ahead with the hearings and the final votes and stuff.
Yeah.
So this was a process that took a year or more.
Yeah.
It probably goes back even further because that picture that they showed at the 76 place was around for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Before they even did the study. So they were poking their heads in there, probably wasting a lot of taxpayer money doing it.
Yeah, and especially threatening to move to Camden. I mean, they've been threatening to do that for years.
Please go already.
And it's like bluff on that, man. It's like, you really going to Camden, bro?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
You have 11 fans there.
The only good thing in Camden is the aquarium.
Yeah.
Right? And that's just because you can get there direct from the Ben Franklin Bridge.
Yeah.
You don't want to spend any more time
in Camden than you already have to. Exactly. Yeah. Or didn't they years ago, I forget who it was, but it was a Camden, it wasn't Thunderbirds, but it was a minor league ball club.
Oh, yeah.
River Sharks.
River Sharks. Yeah. Camden River Sharks that were there. And that stadium's gone to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah, that didn't draw anybody.
Yeah.
That was the Yankees, I think.
Yeah, I think it was the Yankees.
Yeah, it might have been. Yeah.
The Sixers keep doing what
the Sixers. Look, the Sixers can't manage their stars' injuries.
Yeah.
They piss off the fan base. The owner owns teams in other leagues in rival towns.
Yep.
And so why should this come as any shock to anybody that they can't manage a stadium deal properly?
You know what? I think to his credit, if it was, I'm only speculating here, but if Dan Hilferty had anything to say, the Flyers president, I bet you he was like, what the hell are you doing? Like, you knew this is on the table. This is what we wanted from the beginning. why is Josh like he's probably questioning Harris, going like, Josh Harris, owner of the Sixers, what are you doing, man? Honestly, like probably pulled him aside for 5 minutes and just
you would have to, because you're screwing. Doing that stadium screws the Flyers too, because they can't fund a stadium on their own.
Yeah,
there's no way.
They could probably pull it off at the
Comcast.
Well, no, I don't mean funding it. They could build it, but having that extra revenue with that team being in there is great for the Flyers.
Yeah,
true.
That you're cutting them off at the knees, because even if it's not half fill, you're still making money, concessions, parking, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, John, for your benefit, I don't think the Flyers were the only ones involved in persuading him to stay. As I understand it, Adam Silver may have been involved in this discussion. He was probably like, Harris.
Harris,
dude.
Right?
What are you doing?
What are you doing, man?
I think I even heard Roger Goodell might have been involved. Like it was
God.
All the teams and their commissioners were like, don't be an idiot. Stay in South
Stay inside Philly.
Yeah.
I forgot. Other problems with the Sixers. We had a GM who got caught with a burner phone criticizing his players.
Oh, yeah.
We had another GM who was forced out by the league because they didn't like the way he was running things. This is the worst organization in the city.
Yeah.
This makes the Hartford Whalers look like they were Cup champions 50, 60 years in a row.
At least they made the playoffs. Oh, wait a minute. That's right. They didn't go far in the playoffs. That's right.
They only had like a 5-seat arena.
In fairness, they won a cup when they moved to Carolina.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, but that's all it takes.
The team and the coach weren't the problem. It was the ownership.
It's the ownership. Yeah.
And if you want to move to Carolina, you should visit our website, tonoobstalking.wordpress.com. You go there, you can find our episodes and listen to all the good ones, included last week's Microwaving the Grapes of Wrath, all about microwaving grapes. Yeah. Oh, no, wait, that's 220.
Oh, wait a minute. That's right. We were making fun of North Korea.
Oh, yeah. Last week was North Korea and the hot dogs.
Okay, that's right. Yeah.
I guess I forgot to switch that. So if you go to the website, did I even post it? What the hell? I didn't.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay.
224 will be up
anyway,
there. Yeah.
224 will be up there. Yes. Go to our website. On the homepage, there's a little box. You can put your email address in there. John won't send you hate mail, but you will be notified every time that I remember to upload a new episode to the website. So that's good. Now, if you want to listen to something really old, like you want to hear John and Matt talking about Hunter Biden before I'm even in the picture, well, the website
let's clarify. Steve was not on the laptop. Because the way you said that, someone could cut that and you'd be in trouble.
You know, and to be honest with you,
Mary was not there.
I know.
Does not know Hunter Biden.
Go ahead, finish the promo, Steve. I'll finish.
Okay, yeah. So where was I? All right. So if you want to hear that kind of stuff, the website will take you to our YouTube channel where we want you to like, share, and subscribe. We need comments, not smart-ass comments, but thoughtful, well-drawn-out comments.
We'll take smart-ass comments.
Something that we can plug and respond to and have fun with.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, that's go to our website and read all about the hosts as well.
There you go.
Because John is an original founder.
What's amazing to me is that this will be the very first time we're going to be doing a podcast with a brand new president of the United States. When this comes out, Trump will be president for plus 2 days.
Except we're not recording it. We still have Mumbly Joe.
We still have Mumbly Joe at least for tonight and then tomorrow.
I still have heart palpitations.
He's declaring shit that he doesn't even have authority to declare shit anymore. So, I mean, he's having a lot of fun as he's exiting out. He just won't shut up. Yeah, it's just amazing.
Yeah. I can imagine him on Sunday like being like, I'm gonna burn this mother down and like take a lighter to the Oval Office.
We already have fires going over in California. We don't do one in Washington, Steve. I'm just saying. So, yeah.
All right, so let's move on to topic 3.
Yeah, this is weird.
This is weird. Totally
This is
weird.
One of those. Yeah. Huh?
Yeah, well, Matt found it. You know, he's a weird guy. So
I try.
Sony has unveiled a new gaming system that would allow PlayStation players to sniff their way through games like The Last of Us. Unveiled at CES 2025, the Future Immersive Entertainment Concept, or FIEC, features a huge room-sized setup designed to push the boundaries of immersive gaming. A trailer for the concept shows a giant cube built from high-definition LED screens that enables players to step directly into their favorite games. Okay, so far, fine.
Not too bad.
In the trailer, players experience the post-apocalyptic world of The Last of Us with enhanced audio and the addition of smell-o-vision, delivering a completely new experience. I think I speak for everyone when I say nobody asked for this. One skeptical fan responded to the announcement. A second X user added, "Can't think of a single game that will enhance my experience by smelling it."
100.
John, when can I sign you up for this cube?
Yeah. Funny story, when Matt sent this was the day they announced the release date for WWE 2K25.
25? Really?
And of course they started with Xbox, and then they went to PlayStation, and I'm like, not feeling it yet. And then they went PC, and I went in because I don't have to deal with Sony and Xbox doing weird shit. To add, Mark Zuckerberg was on Rogan's podcast. He said this is 10 years out, smell-o-vision.
Really?
He said
Thank God.
Locally there is no way. He's been, he's doing the Meta Eye thing, and I think that he would be, like one of the people that you would want to talk to when you're talking about smell-o-vision. He said it has to be. He said you would have to go to a place, like it would be like a Dave & Buster's, right?
Yeah.
You would put your goggle on, you'd be in a cube, and they would have to do certain things like light a match, and then you would smell the match while you had your goggles on, or little Mr. Rain to make it humid. Like he said, that's how technology's going. It's not going. So Sony's just full of shit. They can't do it. If Meta's not doing it, Sony can't do it.
Yeah.
Well, I thought this was their way of like, well, Nintendo had the haptic stuff, and Meta's got the VR goggles. What can we do? Other senses, smell.
What are they gonna do? Burn the PlayStation from the inside? Is that what they're gonna do?
Yeah.
Matt and I were talking about this in pre-production. I'm thinking like you have to have canisters of chemicals that smell a certain way.
Oh, and you know how many
to a building. It's like, psst.
Where do you think the Red
now
3 is going, gents? Right? No.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know how many kids are gonna put the fart spray cans
Oh yeah.
in their brother's PlayStation when they're not home?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Well, this is not. When Matt sent the article, I'm like, oh, they're going to do this in a PlayStation. How the hell is that going to work? You have the PlayStation man come and refresh all your cartridges in the thing to get the smells.
Exactly.
This is not something you can afford to bring into your house unless you're Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
This is a huge wall of LEDs.
Which would
So
be
they probably have a big like vending machine of cartridge smells.
it's got to be so expensive on top of that. It's got to be like insane. The amount of the cost, and the installation and all that stuff,
And the chemicals are probably toxic as hell.
Oh yeah.
Like, we need you to smell a beautiful sunny day. Oh, I now have a seizure from inhaled that chemical.
You mean I can't open a window in my house? No, we don't want you to do that. Why would you do a thing like that? You're playing your parents' basement to begin with. Yeah.
And that's the other thing. Like the games they're putting this in.
Yeah.
Yes. The one thing I was missing from playing a post-apocalyptic game was the sense of smell. 'Cause that's what I really want to be. That'll get me into the game.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Burning, rotting flesh. That's exactly what I need to do to get myself fully immersed into this game.
All I keep thinking of is like with Final Fantasy, it's like you could cast spells and stuff like that with fire and ice and lightning and wind, and it's like what the hell are you doing here? That kind of a deal. And like you cast fire out, what's going to smell like fire all of a sudden? It's going to be Like, that's just so weird. It's so bizarre. That's why
No,
I
that's
love
just
it.
the weird part on your PlayStation burning.
Yeah, exactly. It's just big fire.
I have been, like you guys, I have been a video gamer most of my life. This does not intrigue me. By the time this comes in, gents, it will probably be when I'm in my mid to late 70s, and I will have put down the controller, and I would be reading the rest of my life and enjoying reading at that point. I'm planning to retire for good after the Final Fantasy VII comes out in a few years.
You're not going to play Halo 172, the redemption of the zombies, where you're the zombie and you're killing all the humans?
Not doing MLB.
Yourself?
Yeah, exactly.
Not MLB. You know, that kind of a deal.
Fish. Oh, cool. Oh.
I've been out here too long. I need to put this controller down.
Just so bizarre. I mean, the appeal to this, I
don't think there is an appeal to it.
Would kids
I
do
think
that?
they're stupid.
Would your son do that?
No, absolutely not.
Any of your sons? No,
it's dumb.
Yeah,
It's dumb.
Pointless.
It's completely dumb.
Yeah.
Like I said,
spend the money on making better graphics.
Yeah.
Making better stories.
Yeah, exactly.
What game would you want to smell? Like a cooking game, okay?
Yeah.
But nobody's gonna play a cooking game.
No.
Nobody plays
Other
a
than
cooking
that,
game.
Like I joked in the promo, WWE 2K25. You want to smell the wrestlers? Great. Oh boy.
You want to
Body
smell
odor.
that sweat coming off Cody?
Big guy on big guy. That's all I'm doing. What did Big E say? Big meaty men slapping meat. That's what you want to smell.
That's exactly what you want to smell, right? Oh my God.
You better hope you go, oh look, I can play as Yokozuna. Better hope he doesn't cut one while he's in the ring.
Exactly.
The only time I have ever experienced a smelling kind of thing in an entertainment venue was in Disney World. It was The Adventures of Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, okay.
And Stitch the alien is in a center thing. You're sitting around this thing.
Yeah.
The first time I was ever there, it was actually a horrific alien that broke out, and it was creepy as hell.
Oh, wow.
But they decided to make it family friendly, so they changed it to Stitch. He gets out and he does things like he's running around. You can feel things. You feel wind splashing on the face. And then at one point he belches, and so it smells like hot dogs. And you're like, ew. I do not want that in a video game.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly right.
Tell you what, I'm glad I don't have to smell you fools while we're doing this program.
Mm-hmm.
John probably hasn't even showered in 5 days.
No comments.
He's got a Nightmare on Elm Street shirt. Come on.
That's true. That's very true.
John loves the horror.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Well, I'm getting into the horror.
There we go.
Let's see. We're going to topic 4. We've done movie drafts in the past, but we've basically come up with our own original or some kind of theme. This week we're doing Bond films, but we're not just going to create a new one. We are going to, each of us, basically reboot an old Bond film. So the task is this. I don't know what studio does Bond anymore.
That would used to be MGM, I think.
No idea.
It was MGM. Yeah.
So let's just say MGM. So MGM, we are at MGM. We are new directors. We are pitching. They have asked us we're rebooting Bond. Daniel Craig's era is over. We're starting fresh. We want to take an old movie. Cast. So we are drafting casts for our reboot movies. Mr. Tracy has the number 1 overall pick. He is redoing GoldenEye, the Pierce Brosnan 1995 flick.
Yep.
Matt has the number 2 pick in the draft. He is redrafting Moonraker, that ridiculous 1979 Roger Moore.
How did I know?
With lasers. Pew, 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 pew. Yeah,
I can tell you whatever you do has to improve upon the original. That's the one film of these 3 that I could say at the end will probably end up being better than it was originally.
Can I ask a question? If he drafts Patrick Mahomes as Bond, would it still be worse or better?
Oh yeah, actually that's true. So there is a way you can screw it up.
Hmm.
It'll be a flop.
Yeah, it'll be a huge flop. Yeah.
I don't, dude. Thank you.
I'm just saying.
Thank you. All these other times you badum-ching me, and the one time I actually won it, you don't even do it.
Well,
All right. And then for number 3, I have the third pick, and then we come back around to me for the snake draft. I am redoing the classic Goldfinger.
oh,
So we've got 3 generations of Bond covered here. Sean Connery, Roger Moore, Pierce Brosnan, all to follow up on the Daniel Craig series, which, you know, some good, some bad. Say what you will.
Yep.
We're trying to do good for Bond. We're going to be so John has as GoldenEye. He will be drafting cast for Bond. M. Alec Trevelyan, who was the spoiler alert. He was a turncoat.
oh yeah.
Boris.
Shocking.
I don't remember Boris's last name.
Grishenko.
He was a computer nerd.
Grishenko.
He was a bad guy.
Yes.
He was a bad guy computer nerd.
Yeah.
Then you have the Bond girl, Natalia, whatever her name was. She was a computer nerd, but she was the good one.
Yep.
And then the over-the-top Xenia Onatopp was originally played by who was that?
I think it was Famke Janssen. I think.
Famke Jensen. That's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
This is the hardest one for me.
All right, Matt has to draft for his Moonraker reboot. He needs a Bond, an M, a Q, a Hugo Drax, who apparently that was the
That was the main villain. Yep.
main villain, who looked like Peter Dinklage but tall. Jaws, a famous
Yeah.
sidekick bad guy, and then Holly Goodhead. Oh, I'm sorry, Dr. Holly Goodhead, Bond girl from that one.
Yes.
And then as I'm doing Goldfinger, I need a Bond, an M, a Goldfinger, Odd Job, another of the famous henchmen, American CIA liaison Felix Leiter, and then of course Pussy Galore.
There you go.
So number 1 overall pick, John, you get us started.
Yes, I'm gonna take the villain Alec off the board and do it with Gary Oldman, so none of y'all can have one of the greatest actors of all time. Because if I need a villain, I got one. It don't matter what his name is.
I can't disapprove of that one. I love
There
Gary.
you go. Nice.
Fantastic guy. I thought you were taking your Bond first because you didn't.
I thought so too, but you guys aren't gonna pick this Bond, so I'm fine.
All right then. That's how you draft. You gotta think
Yeah.
ahead. You know who's
That's right.
people gonna take. So
That's
He's
you're-
not my boy. He's the 7th round pick, and he's, you know, hey, Jaden Daniels is beating the Lions right now, and he wasn't.
There
He
you
wasn't
go.
the number 1 pick.
There you go.
There you go. All right. Well, Gary Oldman's a good one. I gotta give that. That's a nice number 1 overall.
Well, thank you.
All right,
One of my
Matt. Go
favorites.
ahead.
So I was going back and forth. Which one would be my number 1 overall? Well, I've got to go Jaws. Arnold Schwarzenegger will be
Of
my
course.
Jaws. Yeah.
When I saw he was in my movie, I thought John Cena immediately, and I don't know why. Like, I have no idea why. I saw the picture of him, and I was like, dude, that's totally John Cena's gonna play that.
Oh, there you go.
Oh Lord. Okay. So for my pick to end the first round, I'm going to draft Pussy Galore because I want to make sure that none of you all get this actress, because she's one of the few who I think is any good these days and could pull off this role. That would be one Margot Robbie.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah. Very
Nice.
good. Yep.
Margot Robbie stolen.
Yes.
How dare you?
John's got it extra hard because he's got 2
Yes.
actresses to fill.
That's right.
I'm gonna go 2 indie films. I'll be fine.
I'm also going to fill in my Bond while I can.
Nice.
Okay.
And I'm going to do this guy because I think the DC people did him dirty. It will be Henry Cavill for James Bond.
Oh, very good.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think he's got the look.
There you go. Yeah. There you
And
go.
he's jacked, so, you know.
Yeah,
playing
exactly.
Superman.
Might as well. Yeah. Exactly. All right. Well, for me, I guess I'll get my Bond out of the way.
All right.
Christian Bale will be my James Bond.
There you go. I figured.
Yeah.
Isn't his English accent a little too Cockney, though?
That's okay. We need to do a Cockney Bond. Why not? Oh my gosh.
As long as he's not doing the Batman voice, that's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
He walks into M's office. Where would the other drugs going?
That'd be great. Why not?
Oh my gosh.
All right, John, back to you to end the second round.
All right, I'll take Boris off the list, the computer nerd, and I'll go with another one of my favorite actors, Robert Downey Jr., because we know he can play a nerd. So, and he'll be fine. He'll be fine in that role.
Actually, I could see him in that role.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Like I had a couple people, and
Throw in
I
the
actually
pen.
thought, but I don't think he has any actor credits. Chris Collinsworth, because he's such a weasel, he would have totally been good in that role, but.
Well,
Not enough good actor credits to put him in there for a Bond movie.
I have not seen GoldenEye enough times. Boris had kind of like he was a ticky kind of guy, wasn't he?
Yeah,
That's kind of where I was going with, like
Yeah.
real nerdy and introvert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's really funny.
All right. Start of the third round here.
John.
Back to you, John, sneaking around.
All right, we need an Natalia. Because God, the other two are just gonna be hard. Where do I go here? I have a bunch of on this list here. Who's gonna be good?
Let us
I'm gonna
know.
go I'm going to Julianne Moore in this one.
Oh, there you go.
Interesting.
In this one, because I
Okay.
think it works. I think her look works.
I would agree with that. Yeah,
Okay.
that's very good.
Interesting. You went a little older for the role.
Yeah,
Um,
but still, the good look, the elegant look is what I was going for.
oh, for
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Matt, to you for the second pick of the third round.
So I'm going with a Q. And, if you ever watch any of the Bond movies, Q is very serious at what he does, but there's also some quirkiness to him.
Yes.
Johnny Depp will be my Q.
There you go. That man can play anything.
Exactly. And he could tell Christian Bale, look, this is your new gadget. This is what something would go off. He would be like kind of, maybe a little Pirates, that kind of a deal. Yeah, exactly.
So Q as a gay pirate. Interesting. Very interesting. Matt's movie is brought to you by DEI.
Bond, I'd like to have a look at this pen. What am I going to do with this?
And then he looks at it. And then you look at it.
All right. I'm going to close out the third round. I'm going to draft my M,
Okay.
and I'm going to take Idris Elba
Okay.
because I was thinking about this.
I understand.
Chief Bogo in Zootopia, who he plays, he voice acts,
Mm-hmm.
is basically M.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
He's just like calls everybody in and just that's M's job. I can see him in that role. Everything you're doing here is wrong. What are you doing? So I think he fits that role perfectly.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to, because I fear he might end up on one of your lists since you guys are retreading a lot. I'm picking my odd job.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm picking The Rock.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why.
Oh, why?
I'm very interested.
One, in the role of odd job, you need somebody who makes it look like if they're going to throw a hat at somebody, it could take their head off.
Okay.
So he is sufficiently jacked for the position. Now, the reason I think this would be great is odd job can't speak.
which is incredible.
Exactly. So you're forcing The Rock into a role where all he can do is
If his wrestling career was like that, I would like him more.
I knew you would appreciate it.
There you go. There you
So
go.
The Rock is my odd job.
Oh,
Nice.
that's funny.
All
Oh,
right,
my
Matt,
gosh.
back to you for the fourth round. You
Yeah.
have an M, a Hugo Drax, and a Dr. Holly Goodhead
Yeah.
to secure.
So I will go with the Holly Goodhead,
All right.
and I'm going to go with Sydney Sweeney as my Holly Goodhead. She's pretty hot.
Okay.
She's pretty hot.
Nice.
With pair with
But
Christian
can she
Bale.
act?
Huh?
But can she act?
No, she
Is
can't
my
act
question.
worth a lick. So I mean, she's
That's
only there to
that's
be
good
a pretty
question.
face and all that kind of stuff, and she's one of the hottest actresses in Hollywood. So there you go.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time a less than intelligent actress was cast to play a doctor in the Bond franchise. So, okay,
Yeah,
I'll give it to you.
exactly.
All right, John, to close out the fourth round, you still need a Bond, an M, and a Xenia on a top.
I'm doing M because
Okay.
of the way you described M, but I'm going Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh,
Because it needs to be spicy.
yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Bond's out
Doesn't
there
it-
flirting with Moneypenny. Get in here, motherfucker.
If he did the greatest Bond movie, 3 hours of MFers. Be perfect.
Oh, that'd be
I
great.
love it.
Yeah.
All right, back around to start the fifth round for you, Mr. Tracy.
I'll go Bond. I'm
Okay.
going American Bond.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
screw the English.
Well,
Yes,
screw
screw
you.
the English.
Wow.
Oh,
I'm
wait,
going-
I'm sorry. Screw the English.
Yes.
They don't do this. Not
I'm
this.
going, and the English can kiss my ass. I'm going Denzel because he should be Bond.
Nice. Nice.
Tell me, spy? Really? Denzel? Never thought about? Like, come on.
Should be able to, right? At the end. Oh, that's
Pretty
right.
good at shit.
I mean, Sean Connery was very ancient the last time he played Bond, so why not have an older Denzel
Yes.
Washington playing Bond?
Right?
I think so.
That's right. Oh my god.
I do think it was funny that he was cast in Gladiator 2 and he still kind of speaks with a Brooklyn accent
Yeah. Well, hey.
in ancient Rome.
Well,
Uh,
that really shouldn't have been made, but that's another story for another
Well,
time.
Yeah. Just like these aren't actually going to be made.
Yeah, exactly.
Very true. But they
Yeah.
should be.
Well, this should be.
They should be. All right, Matt, fifth round selection. You need an M and a Hugo Drax.
Well, I think this may have a little bit of Batman in it. The M is going to be Morgan Freeman.
Of course.
You know, so it's like you got to tell Christian Bale what to do, and Morgan.
I really wanted Morgan Freeman, but then when I thought about what Steve said, I was like, I got to go a little.
Yeah, yeah.
Little
Yeah,
tighter.
see, I don't see Morgan Freeman as being what's the word I'm looking for? M frequently chastises Bond.
Yeah.
And I don't see Freeman as the chastising type.
Yeah. I think it's probably maybe thinking of that movie Wanted, and he didn't do really a lot of chastising in that movie either. He's a very like direct character. You know, Morgan Freeman usually plays very direct characters, but he doesn't really play that sly like, hey, I need you to really do this. Like if you don't do this, there's going to be repercussions. That kind of deal. I don't see that out of him a lot, but he was the best I could really come up with because I think I have a pretty good, decent Drax. It's one that's kind of really out of left field,
Okay.
but we'll see.
All right.
We'll see.
Where are we? So it's me to end the fifth round, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to draft my Auric Goldfinger.
Okay.
And I thought about this for a while. I'm going to go Paul Giamatti.
Oh,
There you go. There you go.
very nice.
I think he could pull that off. Originally, I was like, should I try for somebody? The first name that popped into my head, I was like, I need somebody German. So I was going
Nice.
Christoph Waltz, but then I remembered he just played Blofeld in the last two movies, so I can't do that.
Can't do that. Yeah.
Can't do that. So I go Paul Giamatti. I think he's got
Yeah.
he could do it.
We could do it.
He's supposed to be goofy. Goldfinger's a little goofy. I own the club. Anyway. All right. So to open the sixth round, I need my Felix Leiter to close out my roster.
Okay.
And I'm going totally overboard on this because my Bond is Henry Cavill. and the two work together in a Mission Impossible. My Felix Leiter will be Tom Cruise.
Nice. Nice.
Very good. Yeah, that's awesome.
A little short for role, but he could do it.
Yeah.
A little short, but Felix Leiter is a secondary character, so I'm forcing Tom Cruise into a secondary character.
Yeah, exactly. Headlining it with Henry Cavill is pretty good, though. That's pretty good for a Bond flick. So
I think he would be a good, like for Truesies. I think he could be a good Bond.
yeah.
Just throwing it out there.
Yep, absolutely.
And again, the DC people did him dirty.
Yeah, seriously. All right.
So you need your Hugo Drax. You promised to impress us, so this better be good.
Well, I hope it's impressive. I mean, it is kind of out of left field. So I'm thinking like with Drax, I'm thinking total like redesign of him. Ornery, crusty old guy. Kind of like, I hate the world. I want to blow it up or whatever.
With lasers in space.
With lasers in space. Harrison Ford.
Oh,
There you go.
Harrison Ford is my Drax. I think he would be
for Star Wars.
getting revenge for Star Wars. That kind of a deal. So yeah, I think he would be tremendous. It would be a tremendous Ford. Or a tremendous Drax, I should say.
I'm pretty sure Harrison Ford is a tremendous Ford.
Yeah, he was a tremendous Ford.
He's a tremendous Harrison Ford.
That's right.
It reminds me of Scary Movie 3 when the late great Leslie Nielsen, playing the President of the United States, is faced with some tough times, and he says he walks to the wall with the portraits and he says, "I wonder what President Ford would have done." And thinking Gerald Ford, no, there's a portrait of Harrison Ford up on the wall.
Exactly.
He did play president in Air Force One.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go.
But good pick for that. All right, John, to close out the draft, you need your Xenia on a top.
Yes. And I have no idea. Any ideas?
Huh. Well, let's see. Femme fatale.
Crazy psycho lady.
Crazy psycho lady. There's plenty to choose from in Hollywood.
Sean Young.
Yeah.
Gotta be a badass.
Let's go Sophia Turner from Game of Thrones.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's got all of that. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go her. Yeah.
That'll work.
This is one of very few female actors I know that are acting right now.
Oh, there you go.
I saw her in the latest X-Men.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sophie
Yeah,
Turner.
I think
Sophie Turner.
I'm sorry.
All
Nice.
right. So let's see. So John has Denzel Washington as Bond, Samuel L. Jackson as M, Gary Oldman as Alec Trevelyan, Robert Downey Jr. as Boris, Julianne Moore as Natalia, and Sophie Turner as Xenia on a top.
Nice.
I think it'll make the box
That's pretty
office. It'll
good.
be fine.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah.
Matt doing Moonraker has Christian Bale as Bond, Morgan Freeman as M, Johnny Depp as Q, Arnold Schwarzenegger as Jaws, Harrison Ford as Hugo Drax, and Sydney Sweeney as Dr. Holly Goodhead.
There you go.
And my redo of Goldfinger, we got Henry Cavill as Bond, Idris Elba as M, Paul Giamatti as Auric Goldfinger, The Rock as Odd Job, Tom Cruise as Felix Leiter, and Margot Robbie featured as Pussy Galore. Now, the bonus round, gentlemen.
Oh.
Starting with John. You need an artist to do the film's song.
Yeah.
So, what was GoldenEye's song, Matt? It was Tina Turner.
I think it was Tina Turner. Yeah. Yeah.
So you need to redo the
wow,
the theme song.
To redo the theme song with any artist.
Any artist.
I'm going Jelly Roll.
Oh goodness.
It would get people to the movie theater. Watch my movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
All right, Matt. We listened in pre-production to the Moonraker song,
which is wild.
Oh my god! It was Shirley Bassey still too.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was Shirley Bassey.
Like
yeah.
what the hell?
Yeah, gosh, I'm trying to think. Like, I am not putting Taylor Swift as my singer. I am not going to do it.
Thank the Lord.
I'm going to go Carrie Underwood though. We'll do the artist.
Okay.
Yeah.
What a talent.
Yeah. Need her to do that. So yeah. And then Goldfinger, one of the greatest movie themes ever in the history of movie. Yeah.
So I had a lot of thoughts here. You know, Adele did a good job with Skyfall. I'm like, do I go there? Because she's probably got the chops to do it.
Yeah.
But screw it. It's Iron Maiden.
Of course it is.
Because how do you make a Bond song better? You have a 3-guitar attack with the vocal stylings of Bruce Dickinson. That's how you do it.
That's how you do it, damn it. There you go. Oh my God.
All right. Well,
I wouldn't expect anything less.
of course not. All right. Well, that wraps up episode 225. We hope that you will watch one of our Bond films. Tell us in the comments which one of our films you thought would be the best.
Hell yeah.
But until episode 226, the only thing I could say is smell you later and get out.